Hey, it's Mike here from M Business and Marketing Solutions. Today's session on Mike's Marketing Minutes is all about how do websites get on the first page of Google. Join me now. Hey guys, Mike here from M Business and Trading Director Australia. Today I want to talk about really what factors go into getting your site on the first page of Google. You know, we get so much mail. I can get you onto the first page of Google. I think the first thing that we really need to know is, what do you want to be? Like, what are your keyword phrases? Is it Builder Brisbane? Is it, all those sorts of things? I think before we find out what the factors are, it's really about what are your keywords? That's what's really important. So today I want to talk about really 10 things that really help with getting you onto that first page of Google. The first thing that's so important is mobile friendliness. So is your website mobile friendly? Google now penalizes sites. They do certain things if your site doesn't come up mobile friendly wise. When I say mobile friendly, what I mean is, if you go onto your mobile, does it scroll nicely? Does it sort of morph down, or do you have a mobile friendly site? So you might have a normal site and then you have a mobile friendly. If you have a WordPress site, if you have a Joomla site, if you have any sort of content management system sites, they're normally automatically, if they've been made in the last 2 years, they've automatically moved into that mobile friendly. So that's the first thing. Is your site mobile friendly? The second thing is, does your website have a domain authority? Now we could go through, there's a Moz, I don't know if you know anything about Moz, but if you have a Moz, go in and search Moz, it'll give all these factors and all these domain authorities and what goes into it. But I think one of the major ones with domain authority is how old the site actually is. Often people will come to me and say, look, I've got a brand new business. I want it to be on the first page of Google now. And so, I've got a client who's an egg farmer originally, not an egg farmer, but has chickens. And I said to them, 3 months before their chickens were hatched, you need to work on your Google presence. So even before they had chickens, they were appearing on the search results for their keywords. So eggs. You know what I mean? Farm eggs, all those sorts of things. So that's domain authority. And, it's quite incredible. I've got a client on the Gold Coast that I created his site 11 years ago. Back in those days, all you had to do with your page titles and things like that, which were your titles at the top, and you'd appear on Google. Well, I've done nothing to the site. All I've done is changed it a few times, but pretty much they're still coming up on the first page of Google for their keyword. And the reason why, the main reason, is because they have been an authority in that area for the past 11 years. And they are constantly on the first page, first position for their keyword. Okay, so number 3, you need to have optimized content. And when I say optimized content, you need to have those keywords, pretty much across your website and what you want to do. But you want to be able to have those keywords in a natural way, not what's called keyword stuffing. If you start stuffing your keyword, you start putting in let's just say, Painter Brisbane. Hi, my name's John, Painter Brisbane, and I love doing Painter Brisbane. And, yes, you can do a little bit of that, and we call that seeded content. And we do that for our clients, where we will put that seeded content amongst your actual content. And sometimes it doesn't make sense, but Google gives it a good tick. So that's number 3. It really comes back down to optimized content. Number 4, a well-structured and secure website. When I say a well-structured website, most content management systems like your WordPress, your Joomla, your bits and pieces, they do that for you. But if you don't have that, you really need to have a well-structured, the old school websites used to have a sitemap displayed. We still have sitemaps. We still, when I do a site and I put it up to Google, I still have to put a sitemap to Google to let Google know what pages are what and where the structure is. And that is a tick for Google. Number five, page speed. This is huge. Page speed is so huge. It's really important that you have a website that has its server in Australia. If you have a website and you've got the server overseas, you're going to have a slower page speed. Page speed is so important because if it doesn't load quickly, you're not going to have people stay on your site. They're just going to go off. So, page speed is really important. You have to optimize your images and make sure that they're going to load very, very quickly. All these things come into play. Number 6, SEO techniques. Now, I can't tell you any of that because that's what I do. That's the things that make us unique. But I can tell you, it's not a secret. Things like page titles, things like, your certain area, the length of the page titles, the length of the descriptions, all those things. But I'm not going to tell you anymore because then I'm going to be out of a job, aren't I? Number 7, links. Now, when I talk about links, I'm talking about inbound, outbound, and internal links. Now, if I'm talking about inbound links, that's when you would do a blog or you do something and you would have an authority to say, hey, this is where I got my content from, have a look at it. Do you know what I mean? Outbound links, I'm getting myself in. Inbound links is when you have relevant content and then what you do is you share it across and you have other places to actually have those links. Outbound links is when you're doing a blog and you give relevant links for good quality of what you're about. I tricked you, didn't I? I knew what I was talking about. And then you've got internal links. And internal links is really that whole structure around what a good website is. Good sites have good structure. So internal links make it easy for people to see things and go down and see where things are. Number 8 is really social shares. So when I talk about social shares, now Google gives ticks up if you are sharing content from your website over to social media. And we're doing this more and more and more for our clients. We're actually doing blogs. We're putting a blog up on our website, which gives the tick for Google that you're giving more content. It's relevant. This is what we're about. But we're also sharing it then over to LinkedIn, over to Google My Business, over to Twitter, over to, Instagram, Facebook, all of those sorts of things that gets really, really good stuff that's happening. So that, again, ties in with number 9, visitors on your site. How long, the time that a visitor is actually on your site. That's number 9. So it's really, really important that you have relevant content. You have, I like to have the front page set up. So you're just giving little teasers for people. So when you structure your homepage, the way that I always talk to my clients is you structure the homepage so the person can scroll down and they just get a little bit of a taster and then they can go to a little bit more. They come down a little bit more. And because, in the old days, the structure of the homepage was pretty much what you see is what you get right there at the front. And we didn't do any scrolling. But because of social media, now everything's, we go on and we want to scroll down on a website. We see something we like, we click through. So you want to be able to structure your website with teasers, with little bits as you go along that click through into the other parts of the website for people to read, like a blog, like a video. They can watch a video. They can interact with you in those sorts of things. And number 10, and this is really important. I know this is really strange. This is a real big one. This might be like the wow factor. You have to have your contact details really, really shown well. And not just that, I think it's really important to link back to Google, link back to Google My Business. Put your map on there. If you don't have a physical address, it's still okay to have your map of the area that you live or what you do. It's really, really good if you have a physical point because then you can sort of go, here we are, but you can still show your Google My Business even reviews of what you are and what you've got. So that's really, your business is really clear. I get so frustrated when I go on a website and I go to look for someone's contacts. It's like, maybe it's a game or something. You go onto a person's website and you go, Where's this contact details? All I want is a phone number. And then what's even worse, and this is usability again, the phone number isn't even clickable. So I've got to copy the phone number, put it into my phone, and then call it. So contact's really important. Facebook's exactly the same. I don't know how many times I go to a Facebook page, I go to the About Us section, and I go, oh, I want to get in contact with these people, and there's no phone number. Okay, there's a website, I can go then to the website, but then I just want to call someone. And I think, again, that again is because of, when I was born. I like to talk to people on the phone rather than texting or whatever. But that's basically it. They're the 10 factors. So let me go through it again. Mobile friendly. There has to be like a domain authority. So you want to be able to do that. And sometimes you can't unless you've been around more than 3 years. 3, optimize your content or help us do it. 4, a well-structured, secure website. So one with an SSL certificate. One that has that good, solid structure. Number 5, page speed. You can do some tests online. You can go, you can go to the Google page speed to see how fast your website's going. Number 6, SEO techniques. You need somebody who really knows their stuff for that one. Number 7, links. Really, really good. Inbound, outbound, internal links. Number 8, social shares. More movement. The more things you share from your website, the better Google goes, this is relevant content. This is really, really good. That's what Google's all about. 9, the visitors' time on site. So how long they stay on your site. If they stay on for a second, that's a dung dung from Google. And number 10, your business information is clearly shown. And there it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for your time. Talk to you soon.